Imagine this. You decide to go silent, no texts, no calls, convinced that space will pull her back like gravity. Days pass. She seems calm, even lighter. No panic, no late night. Hey, why doesn't she feel your absence the way you imagined? What's really unfolding inside her mind? And more importantly, how do you make your silence work so powerfully that it reshapes the dynamic without saying a word? Welcome to Stoicism Drive. Today isn't about passive, no contact. It's about using disciplined silence as a force multiplier, turning the quiet into a clear signal of self-respect, emotional stability, and undeniable momentum. 1. Why going silent often fails, and how to fix it. Silence is a tool, neither good nor bad. Used with strength, it creates breathing room, curiosity, and respect. Used with anxiety, it backfires. Many people approach silence with a hidden agenda. If I stop texting, she'll realize she needs me. But that energy leaks if you put your phone face down while secretly counting the hours for her reply. The silence isn't anchored, it's performative. And people sense performance. Real silence is the byproduct of self-respect, not a trick to force a reaction. It looks like this. You pull back because your boundaries matter. Because you're recentering. Because your time is precious. The focus shifts off of her and squarely onto you, your health, your craft, your purpose. Without that foundation, silence is just empty air. With it, silence becomes a signal, a calm, confident, unmistakable signal. Key shift. Don't ask, will this make her miss me? Ask, does this protect my peace and help me grow? The first is manipulation, the second is mastery. 2. The patience problem. Why expecting quick results ruins the leverage. When emotions run hot, patience feels impossible. You pull back and your mind starts the countdown. Tomorrow she'll notice. Next week she'll reach out. But feelings don't obey your deadlines. Silence is not a 24-hour funnel, it's a slow burn. If she's used to instant access to you, your disappearance may initially feel like relief. Finally, some space. That phase can last longer than your ego wants to tolerate. Over time, though, that smooth surface cracks, routine breaks, questions creep in. Why hasn't he reached out? Did I misread him? Did I take him for granted? But if you're staring at your screen waiting for proof, you've already lost the frame. You're still tethered to her reactions. The reframe. Let go of timelines. Measure progress by your habits, not her texts. Silence works like water carving stone, quiet, steady, inevitable. Trust the process enough to stop checking if it's working. 3. How women often process silence, layer by layer. Many men assume silence lands like a thunderclap. In reality, it often lands like a tide, gradual, steady, and then suddenly everywhere. At first, she may rely on a familiar pattern, he'll message soon. As days pass and you don't, confidence starts to thin. The inner dialogue grows. What change? Is he done? Did I misjudge his interest or his standards? Here's the nuance. Outwardly, she might look unfazed. Don't mistake composure for indifference. People can be very good at holding face while their mind turns over questions in private. Silence forces a quiet reckoning, not only with you, but with the energy and presence you brought into her life. When that recognition surfaces, it can hit all at once. Takeaway. Expect a delay between your action and her internal response. That delay is where your discipline matters most. 4. Silence without self-improvement goes nowhere. No contact is not a nap, it's a rebuild. Use the quiet to change the inputs of your life. Ask yourself, are you training your body with consistency, not intensity alone? Are you sharpening skills that expand your opportunities? Are you investing in your social life, your friendships, your family? Are you building routines that make your days smoother and your mind calmer? Are you pursuing something that scares you just enough to grow? If you do nothing in the silence, there's nothing for anyone to miss. But when your days fill with meaningful effort, your presence upgrades. And when your presence upgrades, your absence becomes far more noticeable. Formula. Absence plus growth equals impact. 5. What actually makes her notice? Hint, not the quiet itself. It's not the hush that captivates, it's who you become inside that hush. Stagnant silence is forgettable, upgraded silence is magnetic. When a man is anchored, sleep dialed, schedule disciplined, purpose clear, it radiates. He speaks less but says more. He's not performing confidence, he's living it. Eventually she encounters this new signal, through mutual friends. A chance sighting, or simply the way you carry yourself if you cross paths. The questions shift from, where did he go? To, how did he level up without me? That's not manipulation, it's gravity. People feel drawn to stability, momentum, and ease. Rule of thumb. Don't try to show that you change. Actually change. The signal sends itself. 6. Why chasing destroys your leverage, and what to do instead. Chasing tells a story you don't want to tell. My value depends on your attention. It resolves all the tension. No more mystery, no more polarity. Everything is declared. I want you. I need you. Please confirm I still matter. That posture erodes respect, fast. The antidote isn't stonewalling. It's composed availability on your terms. You respect yourself enough not to orbit around someone else's approval. You answer when it suits your priorities. You initiate only when it aligns with your standards. You're warm, not wobbly, open, not overeager. Practical frame. Don't chase attention. Cultivate attraction, through patience, presence, and self-respect. 7. The psychological power of absence. Remove a habit and the mind rushes to fill the gap. When your messages were a dependable part of her day, check-ins, jokes, updates, your silence disrupts a routine. The brain hates uncertainty. It starts story building. Why did this change? Was it me? Was it him? Is he happier now? That tension keeps you top of mind. Here's the catch. Absence only bites if your presence mattered. If your history was needy, inconsistent, or chaotic, the void feels like relief. If your history was steady, supportive, and grounded, the absence echoes. This is why your current growth matters. It retroactively increases the perceived value of your presence and, therefore, the weight of your absence. Bottom line. Make your presence valuable. Your absence will take care of itself. 8. When she reaches out, how to respond with poise. Eventually, a message may arrive. A light, hey, a random question, a thoughtful paragraph. Your first instinct might be to sprint into the conversation. Pause, breathe, ask yourself, is this curiosity, convenience, or genuine interest? Is her tone warm and invested, or casual and testing? What is my standard for re-engagement? How to reply well. Keep it calm, concise, and confident. Lead with ease, not edge. You're not auditioning for approval, you're reflecting your reality. Share something specific and positive you're doing, not to boast, but to reveal momentum. Avoid diving into heavy topics immediately. You're not sweeping history under the rug. You're pacing the conversation with intention. Example tone. Hey, good to hear from you. I've been dialed in on a new training cycle and a big project. So life's been full in a good way. How've you been? It's warm, grounded, and subtly communicates that your life is moving with or without the conversation. 9. Confidence. The silent amplifier. Confidence isn't noise, it's signal. It's not swagger, it's steadiness. If your silence is powered by fear, the message wobbles. If it's powered by self-trust, the message lands. Build confidence through kept promises. Sleep you protect. Workouts you complete. Work blocks you honor. Boundaries you enforce. Small wins you stack. That accumulation shapes your posture, your pacing, your presence. A confident man doesn't need to posture or punish with silence. He simply lives by his code. The result? People feel safer around him and more drawn to him because his stability is rare. Checklist for signal strength. Fewer explanations, clearer boundaries, slower replies, higher quality words, eye contact, relaxed breath, easy humor, clean lifestyle inputs, movement, nutrition, sunlight, routines, consistent pursuit of meaningful goals. 10. Staying true. No contact is alignment, not a tactic. No contact isn't revenge, it's alignment. The moment you use it to make something happen, you hand over your power again. The aim is simpler and stronger. Honor your values, live your standards, and build a life that feels good from the inside. Then, if reconnection happens, it meets you at that level. If it doesn't, you're already standing where you want to be. Living your values looks like choosing honesty over performance, choosing health over habit, choosing long-term peace over short-term relief, choosing circles that rise with you, not pull you back. When you stand there long enough, you'll notice something. The need to convince disappears. People who belong in your world recognize it. The rest drift. 11. Advanced nuance, timing, tone, and thresholds. If you do hear from her, consider 3 dials before you reopen the door. 1. Timing. Don't rush. A measured reply signals you're not waiting by the phone. 2. Tone. Neutral warm beats cold or clingy. You don't punish, you don't pander. 3. Thresholds. Know your minimums for respectful engagement, clarity, consistency, curiosity. If those aren't present, you hold the line. If she's sporadic, vague, or breadcrumbing, you can kindly step back. Appreciate you reaching out. I'm keeping my world simple right now, open to real conversations when timing's right. No drama, no lecture, just standards. 12. Practical playbook. How to make silence work for you. Set an internal horizon, not a deadline for her response. A window for your rebuild, e.g. 6 to 12 weeks of strict inputs, training, sleep, reading, skill work. Audit your energy leaks, late night scrolling, empty distractions, gossip. Replace with actions that create traction. Upgrade your environment, clean your space, optimize your desk, set your gym bag the night before. Make momentum easy. Build visible proof, not for social media, though that may happen naturally, but for yourself. A habit tracker, a consistent calendar, measurable progress. Curate your circle, spend time with people who call you higher. Borrow confidence from community until it becomes your own. Practice graceful conversation. If you bump into her or she messages, you're ready. You can be warm without being wobbly, direct without being defensive. 13. Common pitfalls to avoid. Performative silence. If you're checking whether it's working, you're still externally focused. Overcorrecting into coldness. Stoic does not equal stone. You can be kind and boundaried. Relapse texting. Boredom isn't a reason to reach out. Build a day you don't want to escape from. Comparison spirals. Stop scripting her life in your head. Return to your inputs. Reigniting the past too fast. If you reconnect, start with light presence, then earn your way into deeper topics once consistency is shown. 14. The quiet win. Why this approach makes you unignorable. When you combine internal upgrades with external patience, your silence becomes felt, not because you forced it, but because you changed the field. You become easier to respect, easier to trust, and harder to replace. That's the paradox. The less you try to be chosen, the more obviously valuable you become. Imagine running your life like a clean, well-tuned engine, smooth idles, decisive acceleration, no rattles. People notice. They don't always post about it, but they feel it. That's the leverage you want. Subtle, steady, and sustainable. 1.5. If she returns, and if she doesn't. If she reaches out sincerely, you can re-engage with standards, slow, clear, real. Let action build trust. Let time reveal truth. You're not recreating the old dynamic, you're building a new one. Calibrated to your present self-respect. If she doesn't come back, you still win, because the entire process was designed to return you to yourself. You didn't waste the silence, you worked it. You turned uncertainty into structure, emotion into motion, and longing into leadership of your own life. That's Stoicism in practice. Focus on what you can control, release what you can't, and let your character do the talking. If this message resonated, like the video to help more people find it. Subscribe to Stoicism Drive for grounded strategies to lead with calm strength. And turn on notifications so you never miss a new drop. I want to hear your story. Comment below with what part hit home and what you're building next. And if there's someone in your life who needs this today, share this video with them. Stay disciplined, stay centered, and I'll see you in the next one.